while you were watching something else, this was posted on Instagram from Roki Sasaki. Cryptic, not really, because not a shock. The Dodgers landed another super duper star. They win the Roki Sasaki sweepstakes. He signs with the Dodgers. This was on Friday, and then we got the kind of official word that he signed
this is
there.
The one that took me over the top.
This is unbelievable because not because of the fact that Tanner Scott signed with the Dodgers, the price tag, Harold. Did any of us see $72 million coming for a reliever?
No.
Mark Feinstein broke this over the weekend. So two big stories. The rich get richer. The Dodgers do it again. Roki Sasaki, you said all along that's where he was headed. Yeah. So no surprise there. But we really thought there'd be more teams in play for Tanner Scott. I guess everybody fell out when it got to the $72 million.
Well, I mean, it fell out, I guess so. But were we surprised? I didn't even know that was going to be the Dodgers making that run. I mean, it makes sense
Scott?
When you sit back. Yeah. It just was so quiet underneath everything, and then bam.
72 million. You know, there was a time not long ago when closers commanded huge dollars, and then the industry shifted to, maybe we don't leverage all that money in a ninth inning guy. We can committee this payroll chunk. Maybe we're back to the closers getting paid. This is a big time arm, game-changing arm. He goes to an already great World Series winning team at a huge price.
I mean, the flexibility too. I mean, you got Blake trying to come back, right? So you can match up. You can play. Tanner Scott's going to be able to. He's been a guy that's pitched more than just closer. Mm-hmm. So they got a pitcher. That's, I think, how they're looking at this thing. If you look at what the Dodgers are doing, what they're building a unified front for a team, so to speak.
I mean, they also took a stone out of the Padres' little wall they were trying to establish down there too. Because
they changed the direction of the Padres. They really did.
Probably not wrong. That's probably not wrong. The Pods, I thought that the Padres were clearing the decks for international money so they'd land Sasaki. I really thought that's where he was going to go, even though you were right all along by saying the Dodgers. So not only do they not get Sasaki, they lose Tanner Scott, and they lose both of those players to the team up north that's been their big pain in the side forever.
I got so many calls from people. Like, is this fair what the Dodgers are doing? This is ridiculous, blah, blah. They got to be breaking rules. They're not breaking rules. They're just smart. And I think you go back to 2022, they started planning for Ohtani. The following 2 years, they were going to get him. Remember 2022, you had Trey Turner, you had Bellinger, you had Turner, Justin Turner, and Dan Duffy. They didn't sign any of those guys.
Right.
Trey Turner was a $300 million player. Loved to have him back. Bellinger came through the Dodger farm system. That's a former MVP. $80 million. Boom. That's $380, about $400 million. They didn't sign. Bye-bye. Then the next winter, they go, you know what? We'll get rid of J.D. Martinez and I'll bring you back Lance Lynn, David Peralta, Rosario. What are they doing? What are the Dodgers doing? They were getting ready for one person, Shohei Ohtani.
All right, let me lock in on the financials.
And then Shohei gave him a gift. He said, you know what? I'm going to defer it. Mm-hmm. I said this on the program before. He got $2 million. You know how many guys got $2 million that year? 388 players got $2 million or less. And Shohei was one of them. So if you look at it, Matt, what they've been able to do all the way with Mookie, look at the money these players have deferred. They've deferred over $1 billion to the Dodgers. And that's why it is a culture where guys go and I want to play. We got that full screen, Bill. Why is this so different? This is why I think where things have changed. The money has changed the game, but here's how the money's changed the game, Matt. When I was coming up and free agency was a thing we were fighting for, and you got free agency at 6 years, guys were making, by the time they got to free agency, $100,000, $200,000. And then they became a free agent and they were able to make $1 million. $1.5 million, or Dave Winfield got 10 years at $10 million.
Yeah.
You know, wow, Winnie, amazing. That was then. Now free agency is, I've already made 100-some million probably. By the time I'm 6 years into free agency and I'm a big-time player, I probably made it 20 million, 25 million. I probably made close to 50 million. Now it's about winning. And that's what these guys, they all know they're going to get paid, but I want to win.
And it's easy to say that when you know you're going to get paid.
Yes.
Or
exactly.
Right, you have that guarantee, or you know it's coming in X number of months. Now you can tell everybody,
and
I just want to win.
And getting paid is $100 million or more.
Yeah.
It's $72 million for a pitcher.
Yeah, it's life-changing, generationally changing money.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Look, I thought that if they landed one of these two guys, we would have been cooing about their offseason. They bring Teoscar back.
No.
Like, you know what? The only guy that's not happy about all this is the guy in the Dodgers developmental pipeline who's not a blue chip prospect. That guy who's being groomed as a role player. That guy who's being groomed as a, 4A type player. There's no room in the inn for you, son. Sorry.
There's 29 others. Go compete.
We thought that when the Dodgers put together one of the early incarnations of a super team in '92, they had Darryl Strawberry, who was there for his second year, and they bring in Eric Davis. Remember?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And we thought, look at the Dodgers spending all this money. Oh my God, that's chicken scratch compared to what they're doing right now.
I'll tell you, the one that I think baseball has to look at. This is my thought. This is where I'll probably get in trouble, but this is my thought.
Here we go.
It's the Sasaki signing was the one that hurt the most, because at $4 million, he's getting to pick where he goes. We're getting a player from Japan who's an international star, like Otani, like who's going in Ichiro's going in the Hall of Fame right now. These guys get to pick where they want to go play. If I'm a top player here in the U.S. and I'm getting $3 or $4 million, I don't get to pick where I go. They should have to be drafted. They should have to have a lottery that says, I just won the lottery, I'm going to get Sasaki.
It's not a bad idea.
It's not fair.
It's not a bad idea.
Go, I can pay $4 million. Everybody can afford the $4 million for this guy. But you know you're not going to get him. So it should be a lottery pick. He shouldn't have be able to pick like a regular free agent, because he's still under restrictions.
That sounds like
his salary's held in a spot.
It sounds like something right out of former Commissioner Selig's, equal playing field playbook, what he tried to establish when he was there. And I'm sure that Commissioner Manfred has thought about that. And by the way,
that's why they want to institute the international draft in a sense.
And they've wanted to for a long time, Commissioner Manfred. But just for everybody's edification, MLB did thoroughly vet this Dodger signing. They found, and they had released this over the weekend, they found no evidence of a handshake or a wink wink nudge nudge. It's all legit. This is the team he picked, and that's where he's going.
Yeah, and I'm just saying he shouldn't have the right to pick.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
$4 million.
It's a good idea.
He should not. And when you have Mookie Betts, Shohei, Freddie Freeman, Yamamoto have a meeting with you, I'm going to play for you too.
And let me tell you, I do think, and again, I can't wait to see what this does to like preseason odds, like the anticipated win total for the Dodgers. The regular season win total is probably going to be north of 102.5, which is obscene. It's probably going to be somewhere in the 104, 5, 6 category. But look, you get to a 5-game series in the postseason, anything can happen.
Yeah, oh yeah.
The Harlem Globetrotters could be upset.
It's baseball.
And that's the hope that other teams have, right? Arizona's put together a really good team this year. They're legit.
Yeah, they are.
The Pods haven't done what we thought they were going to do, but there are teams that could certainly catch the Dodgers in a bad week.
The Dodgers continue to surprise and dominate the baseball scene, not only with their high-profile signings, but also with a strategy that always seems to be a few steps ahead of other teams. The recent acquisitions of Roki Sasaki and Tanner Scott are another chapter in this success story, but they also raise questions about how the game is evolving and what it means for the future of the sport. When we look at what the Dodgers are building, it's hard not to be impressed. They're not just signing talented players, they're creating a culture where the best athletes want to play. Sasaki's decision to choose the Dodgers isn't just about money. It's about the opportunity to be part of a team that is constantly in the hunt for championships. This resonates with many players, especially those who have already achieved financial stability and are now seeking a winning legacy. In the case of Tanner Scott, the Dodgers have invested heavily in a pitcher who can be decisive in crucial moments. While the $72 million price tag might seem excessive to some, It reflects the Dodgers' willingness to pay for pieces that can make a difference in a long and grueling season. And of course, it also shows that the role of the closer is regaining its value, something that had lost some prominence in recent years. But what stands out the most is the Dodgers' long-term vision. Since 2022, they've been preparing for big moves, like the signing of Shohei Ohtani. They let go of important players like Trea Turner and Cody Bellinger to ensure financial flexibility and roster space for stars like Ohtani, and now Sasaki. This ability to plan ahead and execute with precision is what sets them apart from many other teams. However, this dominance also raises questions about the competitiveness of baseball. Is it fair for one team to gather so many stars? For Dodgers fans, it's a source of pride. For fans of other teams, it might feel discouraging. The reality is that the Dodgers are playing within the rules, but that doesn't mean MLB shouldn't reflect on how to level the playing field in the future. The signing of Sasaki, in particular, brings up an interesting discussion about international recruitment. Like Ohtani, he had the freedom to choose where to go, something many American players don't have. Should MLB consider a lottery or some kind of system that gives other teams a better chance to acquire international talent? It's an idea worth exploring, especially in a sport that prides itself on diversity and global reach. At the end of the day, the Dodgers are doing what every team dreams of: building a championship roster. They're investing in talent, creating a winning culture, and planning ahead. But, as always in baseball, nothing is guaranteed. The postseason is unpredictable, and teams like the Arizona Diamondbacks have shown that in a short series, anything can happen. For baseball fans, especially those who have followed the sport for decades, it's fascinating to see how the game has evolved. The values of contracts, roster-building strategies, and the importance of international players are reflections of a sport that continues to grow and reinvent itself. And while the Dodgers continue to shine, the rest of MLB will have to adapt and find ways to compete with this giant they helped create. The Dodgers continue to surprise us, don't they? With each new signing, they show why they're considered one of the most well-managed and visionary teams in baseball. The arrival of Roki Sasaki and Tanner Scott not only strengthens the roster, but also makes us reflect on how the sport is changing and what it means for the future. And of course, it leaves us eager to see how it all unfolds in the next season. But what do you think about these moves? Do you believe the Dodgers are creating an unstoppable team? Or do you think other clubs can surprise and balance the scales? Leave a comment below and share your opinion. We love hearing what you, who have followed baseball for so many years, think about these changes. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. That way, you'll stay up to date with all the news and analysis we bring here. After all, baseball is a sport that brings us together, and your participation is what makes this community so special. Until next time, and let's hope the next season is as exciting as it promises to be.